Real Housewives of Potomac recap, Monique and Ashley hash it out and Candiace comes clean. On last night's episode of Real Housewives of Potomac, Ashley and Monique hashed things out. But Monique's remarks to Robin about her past financial woes get under Robin's skin. Robin then gets some closure from a medium who gets in touch with 3 people Robin wanted to hear from. Giselle has a breakdown as she continues to question her relationship with Sherman. And Candiace comes clean to her mother about Chris' oldest child. Here's a recap of a happy medium. Monique hits below the belt. The episode opens up with Monique and Robin still arguing. After Monique invites Robin to get in her face and speak her mind, Robin takes the invitation and does just that. Monique then tells Robin to back up out of her face before she chokes her with an umbrella. "Please do it, Robin." Robin refuses to back down as the rest of the ladies try to separate them and defuse the situation. Monique then starts taking jabs at Robin's finances as Robin remains in her face. "So you can turn around and sue me and have all your dreams come true? Monique." Monique continues to explain why she's retreating. "I can't deal with people who don't have more to lose than I have to lose. Monique." At this point, Charles and Karen grab Monique and start walking away. "What are you going to do? Right here, Robin. Keep chasing me. Monique." I will, Robin." "Get a few more in your bank account and then we can compete. Monique." Giselle and Robin then call out Charles and accuse her of always making excuses for Monique's behavior. In a green screen interview, Charles says Robin provoked the situation. Robin is irritated that Charles is placing the blame on her. While everyone is preparing to leave and head to their homes, Monique says that the drinking and driving accusations could hurt her reputation seeing as she does so much work for charities to help children. She then starts crying and says she really thought she had made new friends. You know how hard it is, Monique. Charles consoles her. Candiace vents about her mother Dorothy. Dorothy is staying over at the house again, so Chris and Candiace get out the house to get some space. Candiace says that her mother has been irritating her about the wedding. Producers then flash back to a moment in which Dorothy told Candiace she went to a wedding and saw the mother walking the bride down the aisle while the father was in attendance. She's hoping Candiace will be open to that. Chris and Candiace then discuss the fact that Dorothy doesn't know Chris has a third child. The child is about 14-15 and Chris hasn't seen the child in 9-10 years. Candiace is planning to tell her mother about the oldest son very soon. Candiace has this from Dorothy because Candiace didn't want her mother to prematurely judge Chris. Juan met his biological father. With their son having a birthday coming up, Robin and Juan discuss inviting his biological father to the festivities. In a green screen interview, Robin explains that Juan thought the man who raised him, Phil, was his biological father for years. That man passed away, and Juan recently learned the truth. So he's been getting to know his biological father Bruce. Apparently Juan's mother had a short fling with Bruce and never told anyone before she passed away. Since Juan and Robin have so many unanswered questions, she reached out to a medium. Both Juan and Robin discuss Monique's insults about their finances. Robin says it's difficult to take since she still has guilt about losing their money by agreeing to letting a now deceased friend invest for them. When people like Monique bring up the past and keep throwing it in my face, it makes me keep reliving it. Robin. Juan reminds Robin that Monique's words can't break her. She still hopes speaking to a medium will give her some peace and closure. Monique and Karen catch up. After the blow-up at Karen's perfume event, Monique goes to Karen's house with her daughter. She apologizes for her behavior. Karen says the good thing is that Monique learned from the situation. You don't let them pull your strings. Karen. Monique also says that she didn't want to hit Robin first because she didn't want to get sued. Karen just feels like Robin and Gisela are a pair of bullies. They change the conversation and start discussing doing some charity work for the victims of Hurricane Harvey. Charles and Monique are putting the event together. Both are using their contacts to make things happen. Candiace comes clean to Dorothy about Chris. The mother and daughter go to Chris' restaurant for a meal and to talk. After discussing wedding planning, Candiace tells her mother that Chris also has a 14-year-old son. So he actually has 3 kids. She gets emotional as she tells Dorothy this. In a green screen interview, she says it may be the straw that breaks the camel's back. The child lives close by and the child's mother won't allow Chris to see him. Dorothy is cool about it and says it's always important not to hide anything under a rug. Candiace is thankful for her mother's understanding. Chris comes by the table and says he hasn't seen his son in 9 years. He knows exactly where he is, but his ex won't allow it and has made legal threats. Talking about this makes him emotional, so Candiace consoles him. When Dorothy asks if there are any more step-grandkids, Chris says there are no more. Giselle has a breakdown. She gets her hair done and vents to her hairstylist. With her mom being affected by Hurricane Harvey, she lives in Houston. It's even more stress on top of her issues with Sherman, being a businesswoman and mother. In a green screen interview, she says she really just needs to know what's going on with Sherman. She takes a break from getting her hair treatment and sheds some tears alone. It's just a lot. I feel like if I put one more thing on my plate, I'm not gonna make it. Giselle. Her hairstylist tells her to be open with her feelings and allow herself to be human. She cries some more as he reminds her that God is in control. It's the day of Monique and Charles's Hurricane Harvey event. In a green screen interview, Charles says that there's no way that Monique could have done the event without her connections. Giselle shows up to help and leaves promptly after, since she's not trying to deal with Monique. Ashley arrives even though she knows she will have to have a sit-down conversation with Monique after their drama. After Karen arrives, everyone discusses Giselle leaving before anyone else. Robin didn't show up because she had a meeting to plan a women empowerment event. She wants to teach other women how to develop multiple streams of income. Even though there's been drama within the group, Monique is thankful for all of the donations received.